Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update. And today, the fear and greed index, it has dipped even further, down to 14 from 21. This is the lowest it's been in well over a year. It was updated on May 23rd, and we'll see an update in another 24 hours. You know, this classic sentiment cycle that you're looking at here, we reached the euphoria just a couple of weeks ago. And well, too many people for my liking were saying that this bull run was different. You know, I always try to be kind, but I admit I lashed out on a couple on Twitter with those statements that this is a different bull run, that we wouldn't see a dip because of all of the new institutional investors that were in the space. Well, here we are now, and you can see we are down into the capitulation. That capitulation was quite severe. On Wednesday and Thursday, more than 1.1 million new holders capitulated, sold all of their Bitcoins from their address. This is the reason why you must follow the data analysis of BTC, because it is representative of the entire market. We are correlated. We are correlated to the price movements, attached at the hip. And some days there are, well, some exceptions. Yes, I do know there are exceptions, but those exceptions don't last a very long time. And Hugo, who is with Flare Networks, unleashing value, unleashing green for the proof of work coins out there that are addicted to mining. He also unleashed a tweet a few hours ago. Wow, it was pretty brutal. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Twitter. It just sometimes pulls a side out of you that you just can't stop. He says, markets go up and down. We are building Flare for the duration. Those squealing about some volatility should find a backbone or exit the market. I have to say, I love this tweet. I view it as probably the most bullish statement ever. Yes. Why? Well, because Hugo knows what is being built by Flare Networks. And I told you, I expect that when Flare goes live on the main net, it's going to be a highlight of my 2021 in crypto. I'm going to make money in this market, even if we are in a sea of blood. And while some projects, are totally addicted to proof of work, I'm addicted to the volatility. Yeah, I'm allergic to the clickbait channels telling me their project is coiling up and going to the moon. I just can't stand it. I just can't stand it. This bull run has been relatively short thus far, just 200 days, compared to the bull run we had in 2017 that lasted 365 days. This is a visual from the online data analysis site Glassnodes. And if you had watched the onflows to the exchanges just the day before the dump, I think you would have seen what was coming. An unprecedented level of coins moved onto the exchanges. In fact, Binance had the highest amount ever recorded by Glassnodes. So please note this site for your future reference. The last correction has been the deepest of this market, and the institutional Bitcoin flows, we want to take a look. Yeah, the institutional investors really arrived in the fourth quarter of 2020, misleading the masses that they would not indulge in the dips of the past. How wrong so many people were to assume that. Attorney John Deaton tweeted out a link to a video of a trader and TA, technical analysis YouTuber. The channel knows deeply of the Wyckoff charting, and this is a site that I have been following for years. This is Todd Butterfield. He is of the Wyckoff Institute, one of the oldest channels using the discipline. He goes all the way back with videos to 2016. I learned Wyckoff charting from him in 2017. And really, all you need to know is that I do rely on sentiment much more than TA, but when it comes to Wyckoff, this is really something that gets my attention if it is applied correctly. So John highlighted this video that is really, wow, it's quite amazing. I was unaware of the channel that he found, and he highlights back on April 25th, 20 minutes of gold, this this charting technique. Okay, so I'm not sure if you know that Richard Wyckoff is someone who invented this chart pattern technical analysis. He was an investor himself. He was also one time the editor of the magazine of Wall Street, and he implemented logic behind market action that is taken by the institutional investors that manipulate the market. And this is all the way back to the 1920s that he did this. And then he spent his life educating other traders so that they could identify the risk. This is a classic Wyckoff logic, which is what was found by the channel here called Uncomplication. Yeah, I was going to pull out 3 portions of this video for you, but I decided no, it's a video that you must watch in full. So I'm going to put the link to it in the description below. And it's clear the controlling interest, which are the seasoned whales and the institutional investors, did indeed leave their calling card on this last bull run. He finds the exact example of a textbook Wyckoff distribution, engineered to trap the bears and the bulls as they accumulate, and then they thrust up and they thrust down, and then they pull the market down sharply into a final phase, which we are in now. And so why do they do it? So they can repeat it. Yes, this is a must-watch video. Now, it is not all bloody. I mean, it's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. We have some severe price dips. The re-entry point, I think, is what everybody is looking for. And I know the savvy ones will do their best to time it. Don't think you can time it perfectly. You can't. And so don't beat yourself up for that if you don't do it exact, but getting close. Now, here's the most important line I'm going to tell you in this video. Getting close to the bottom entry points will pay off with patience. And this is why I love volatility. On Thursday, there was one more state that is going to join the ranks of Wyoming, and it's Nebraska. Wow, they are going to create a crypto digital bank framework. And the crypto bill was passed, and Governor Governor Ricketts is going to sign it into law. This is great news, everyone. It's still, we're in a building phase, and despite the price movement that we have, we are still in a building phase. And also, I want to just chime in on one thing, because you're never going to convince me that the China bans in crypto mining is a bad thing for the market. No, quite the contrary. Many will move their operations to other countries, and Texas is one of those preferred locations. The state of Texas in the U.S. Yeah, Dory Creek, for example, a subsidiary of ASIC manufacturer BitDeer, is building a new farm that was just announced a couple of days ago, and they're going to Rockdale. Rockdale has about 8 big major data farms or mining farms right now, and there are 2 big benefits to the Chinese miners moving. Okay, number one, they're going to use less energy that is powered by coal. That's very important. And number 2, there is less risk for the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party to interfere. So I view this as really a positive news story. And attorney Jim Philon, he updated the events to pay attention to in the SEC versus Ripple Garlinghouse Larson case. You can find him at Philon Law. And on Tuesday, the 25th, is the next up event we have going. This is Ripple's response to the SEC's May 18th letter motion filed under seal for a discovery conference concerning privileged materials. So I'm not sure about it. I'm just using my common sense here. I don't think we're going to be listening in on this for a conference call. But yeah, I could be wrong. But if you find that I am wrong, yeah, please let me know on Twitter. And then we have something coming up, two things coming up on the 27th, then one on the 28th, then June 4th and June 10th. There are some briefs to be heard. And look at this. We're still waiting for whether the oral argument on the motion to intervene, that is still, we're waiting to hear on, and also the motion to intervene itself, and on the SEC's motion to compel Ripple to turn over documents regarding legal advice Ripple received about whether sales or offers of XRP were securities is also kind of up in the air. We're waiting to hear the decision on that. So I am following this like everyone else is, and yeah, it's gosh, it's nasty. It's interesting. It's a total lesson in learning how the due process goes. It's very, very fascinating for me. Okay, I want to jump into the fluff, and I want to show you again a perfect example of how the traditional side of Japan embraces modern technology. Yeah, this is maybe the biggest extreme I have seen. I'm introducing you to Ginza Watari here. This is sushi in Tokyo. Very high quality ingredients, very much an artistic, taking it to an artistic art form, and it is really done by the master chef Tetsuya Watanabe. And he dropped out of his science and engineering university and spent 7 years training in Tokyo, and then was assigned to a counter for 2 years in the high-class restaurant in Ginza. If you make it to Ginza, it's like, you know, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. If you make it to Ginza in sushi, you can make it anywhere. And then he decided to open his own kind of small idea to start a YouTube channel and then attach that channel to a delivery service through the internet. Yeah, and he sticks to the classic Edo style, and he calls his business Ginza Watari. Soon after that, after he found his success, he launched Sushi Watari in Shibuya. Everyone knows Shibuya is my favorite place to hang out in Tokyo. And you can see what I'm talking about when he embraces the modern technology. Here he is practicing the traditional 400-year-old way to prepare sushi for, you know, I don't know if you know this, but sushi in the Edo period, which is, you know, early 1600s to mid 1800s, sushi was a fast food. That's the way it was. And it was usually a standing restaurant that would serve you. And literally it was like grabbing a quick hamburger and get on the go. It was a fast food at the time. It's now become much, much different, but he does it in this traditional style because he also will provide a delivery of the most beautiful box of sushi in a bento style. So he'll have it delivered by taxi anywhere in the city. It's fantastic. But look at this. He has on OpenSea created 33 NFTs, all sold out today. And let's just take a look at the Kohada. This is my favorite. It is number one in terms of my choice when I go to eat sushi. And this is the NFT. And it's really wonderful. He shows the preparation that the chefs take in order to make it just right for your enjoyment. So this is the NFT. I love it. I just love it. I just find that the creativeness and thinking outside the box for a very traditional art form is fantastic. And then here you're soon going to see the final touch of taste for you, and there you go. How about that? I do believe the NFTs sold for 0.002 Ethereum. That's, I think, was the selling price. They were gone, just flew. And if you are not wanting to go to his place in Shibuya, you can get one of these boxes delivered to you by taxi. Like I said, they're a little expensive. It's a couple $100, but I mean, if you really want to try the very best in Tokyo, this is what you have to do. And you can also purchase his knives online. You can see here, Ginza Watari. Yeah, what a great this is just fantastic that he has his own line of hocho, as we call it. And if you are still interested in following him, he's got nearly 100,000 followers, Ginza Watari, on YouTube, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. Ah, I just love Kohara. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.